Hello everybody. Hello. I hope you could hear me. I hope you could see me. Hello everybody. Hello. Now we have our chat running. So in our chat you could say if you could hear me well and if you could see me. You with me? So let me see if we have our chat running. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Please let me know. Can you hear me? Guys, you could say like thumbs up, we could hear you. Alright, just want to make sure that my mic's working. Alright, so let's get started. So let me say a couple of words about myself and what we're going to be doing today. So first thing first, my name is Art Yudin and I've been teaching Python for quite some time. My previous background is finance. That's why today we're doing Python for finance. So recently I issued a couple of books. The last one was Basic Python for Data Management, Finance and Marketing. So our goal today is to see how we could use Python to gather and manipulate financial data. So I have prepared a couple of examples. So this is a live show, so if something goes wrong, please forgive me about it. And let me share my screen with you. So this is my recent book, Basic Python for Data Management, Finance and Marketing. That's pretty much what we're going to be doing today. Also, please visit our website, RoboticView.com. So this is where we run our courses, Python courses, Python Intensive, Python Data Science Intensive. So pretty much what we're going to be doing today is closely related to Python for data science. And also, because I usually get this question asked like, how can we do the same stuff with you? So today I will be using Google Colab. So if you want to write some code with me, you could just log in into Google Colab, you see. So you could go to Google Colab and basically it's free, Colab, and then you could actually create your account and just log in. However, if I go too fast, because sometimes I'm getting really excited about subject, and if I go too fast, and maybe you want to like take another look at the files later. So let me show you where you can find the files. So you could go to our website, and I hope that you have registered through our website. So if you registered through our website, please log in here, create a free account. When you create a free account, it will take you to this page. So this is pretty much where the material is, and the page itself will be, let me see, will be here. So when you create a free account, make sure that you will be using the same email that you used to register for this class. Here you'll see this card, Python Finance Basics for Beginners. And then here you'll find the link to the classroom. When you go to that classroom, so it will take you here, and all examples that we're going to be doing today you'll find here. All right, so I have prepared a couple examples. All right, so we have chat running, and if you have questions, you could ask me questions pretty much at any time. I'll try to keep an eye on that chat. All right, so without further ado, let's see how we could use Python to gather financial data. And first thing first, in finance you need to gather economic data. So really cool website, maybe you know about it. So FRED, so this is pretty much Federal Reserve, where you could find all information, but more importantly you could actually grab using Python, and here you see there is information about CPI, GDP, unemployment. By the way, tomorrow is going to be very important employment report, so you can find all this information here. However, our goal here is to automate stuff. So technically, we want to use Python to fetch that data, and to do that, we need to use API. So, by the way, they provide APIs. However, what I'm about to show you is very cool API wrapper for Pandas, because that's the library we're going to be using today. And here they got this little wrapper, Pandas data reader. So basically, this tool will help you to get information from different sources. You see, now using this tool, you could get information from Alpha Vantage, let me see what else, Yahoo Finance, and a bunch of other things, and St. Louis Federal Reserve. All right, so let me show you how to use it. Now, if you're following me, again, one more time, if you just join us, you could write the same code with me in Google Colab. So it's really easy. All you have to do, you have to go to Google Colab, log in, and then you could write your code. However, again, if you don't want to write code, but you want to get the files that we will be working in, so then you could go to our website, you use the same email that you used to enroll in this class, and then you'll see that card, and then you click there, and it will take you to this, one more time, to this classroom where you find all the files. All right, so let's dive into Python for Finance. Now, Google Colab is a really cool tool. However, there is one little problem, and I think that I'm gonna remove myself from this stream, my image, because it takes too much space. So here, what you need to do, you need first thing first, you need to install Pandas data reader. So we will use pip. Pip is Python package manager, and basically here we need to do pip install Pandas Panda data reader. Let me see if I spell that right. Pandas data reader. Okay, let's run this. So you would need to do this per each file. You do it once. You wait till we install it. So again, this is live show. And all right, so now it's installed. So now we need to import a couple of things. And we need to import Pandas. And if you don't know, Pandas is a very popular library for data analysis in Python. And Pandas, I'm not talking about these little cute bears that out there somewhere in China. Pandas was named that way because Pandas stands for panel data. Panel data is a chromatic term, and panel data means two-dimensional data structure. All right. So then we need to import Pandas data reader. As you could import it as PDR or web, it depends. Sometimes people import it as web, sometimes as PDR. And then I want to import from datetime. So datetime is Python module that will create you datetime objects. All right, so from datetime, I want to import datetime. So no datetime, but datetime. Yes. From datetime, import datetime. All right, so that's what we're importing. So also we need Matplotlib. So Matplotlib, let's import Matplotlib too. Import Matplotlib pyplot. So if you don't know, Matplotlib is a major plot library in Python, SPLT. And here I want to define the style. So recently they made some changes. So I'm sorry that if I kind of cheat a little bit because they changed a couple of things and they got a new syntax. So new syntax is now Seaborn, is not just a Seaborn the way it's used to be, like even a couple of months ago. So Seaborn will be V0-8. Make sure you run the cell if you're following my code, so it's pretty much here. And then, so what I want to do, I want to define the range of dates. Why do I need that? Because when you get financial or economic data, so you need to say, I want to get data, let's say from 2010 up to now. So here I'll define start point, and start point will be date, datetime object. So here I'll put a year, 2010, 1 January 1st. Yes, I know that people don't trade on January 1st because that's a holiday, but so it will get us next day. All right, so end of my range will be what? Will be daytime, and I want to make it current, so here I will just use method today. And you see, when we use Google Colab, I don't know if you used it before, but it's kind of helpful. It's kind of helping you and giving you all these methods. So today, all right? So if you type and here, if you run the cell, so today we get, today's what? October 5th, and all right, so that's, thank you for joining us. So let's do some work here. All right, so first thing first, what kind of data we want to get? So if we go to Fred, so for example, I want to get, I don't know, CPI. CPI is important, right? So CPI, I want to get CPI. And you see here they provide different indices for CPI. And I will grab the first one. No, I will grab, hey, which one is the main one? All right, let's grab the first one. Let's grab the first one. So here are two things. So obviously that's the name. And what you have here is the symbol. So that's the symbol. So I'm going to copy it from here. I will copy it from here. I will get back to my file, and I'll use PDR. So that's Pandas data reader that we just imported. I will use data reader. So data reader is a function, and that function takes a couple of arguments. So first here I'll need to place that symbol that I copied from here, you see. All right, so that's what I'm getting here. And then second argument in this function, I need to provide source of information, which is Fred. St. Louis, you see, Fred, friend.stlouisfed.org. So you could go to that page again, friend.stlouisfed.org. Okay, so that's what's going on here. And then I need to provide start the point and end point. So that I define here. So I want to get information from start to end. And then it's supposed to return me data frame. So why data frame? Because Pandas data reader initially was designed as a part of Pandas. And in Pandas we have two major data structures. If that word kind of intimidates you, so we could say data containers, two major data containers. Series, which is one-dimensional, and data frame, which is two-dimensional. So data reader always returns a data frame. So I will assign it to, let's say, df for data frame. Let me run the cell. So it will make that call. Now let's take a look what we got here. So data frame, I'll use method head. That should get me first five rows. Let's take a look here. So you see here we got date. So the first date is 2010, 1st of January. And that's, you see they're going months by months, right? So that's CPI data. Let me remind you if you just join us. And here I got dates, here I got CPI data, all right? And also what I could do, I could actually, I want to see how many rows do I have, so I could do shape, and it tells me that we got 164 rows and 1 column. 64 rows and 1 column. All right, now I want to visualize this data, obviously, because we want to see stuff. So I'm going to take this data frame, and I will use, because we got Matplotlib function plot. So plot will plot you a simple line. It will plot you a simple line. So here I will define fig size. So I want it to look nice. Fig size. That's what they call this window, fig size, and it comes as a tuple. So if you didn't know, those parentheses inside means a tuple. Tuple is a built-in data type in Python, and it's immutable. All right, so here I'm gonna say 20 inches by 5, and then here I'll provide title. Maybe I want to make it nice and clean, and here I'll just copy it from here. I'll just say sticky price, consumer price index. All right, so let me just place it here. So that's my title, and then all we have to do, next line, we have to do plt show. So plt show will upload this data that comes from our data frame. All right, so you see, now we get our inflation. So now here we got our inflation. Now this is static, but you could also, now in Matplotlib, in Google Colab, so they're all going to be static, but obviously if you use Anaconda, and if you don't know what Anaconda is a package that you could actually download if you don't want to use Google Colab. So you could pretty much download Anaconda and have Jupyter notebooks and everything on your computer. So it will run a little bit faster, and then you could create interactive images, so you could kind of drag them around, and you could do a bunch of other things. So one more time, what just happened here? So we installed Pandas Data Reader. So again, Pandas Data Reader is a wrapper, a small program around APIs. So here we got documentation. You could just Google Pandas Data Reader. It will take you to documentation, and it helps you to get information from different financial sources. All right, so if you don't want to work with APIs, you could work with the Pandas Data Reader. And in this case, we define the range as a starting point, which is 2010 and today. So that's our range. And in data reader, so that's actually function. So here you need to provide the symbol. So symbol comes from Fred, you see. And by the way, you could just like poke around, you see. Now you could also do GDP. If you want to do GDP, it's really simple. So you could grab this symbol GDP. You see that's the symbol here in parentheses. You could grab it from here, and then instead of inflation, I will place GDP here, and I'll replace title with GDP. So let me rerun this first, and that would be our GDP. You see? So really, really easy, and you could fetch data, and again, that data comes, let me squeeze in another line of code. It comes as a two-dimensional data structure, data frame, you see. So here I just want to make sure that you could see everything. So we fetch in data, data reader, and then head, and then you get financial and economic data. So that would be one option, how you could actually get that data and plot that data. All right, by the way, let me remind you that here we're running a live chat. So this is a live show, so if you have any questions, you could stop me at any time and ask me questions and let me know how it works for you. I hope everything is fine. So this is one example how you could fetch data. Now let me show you another example. I'm going to open a brand new notebook here, and again I'll remind you at the end of the stream, I'll remind you where you could get all the files, because if you miss something, or maybe if I went too fast, you could get all the code, and I'm going to show you where you could get the files. All right, so now there is very popular source of information, Yahoo Finance. You probably know it. Yahoo Finance provides API, but there is Python library, and what we could do, we could install it. So pip install Yahoo Finance. You run this too many sessions. Oh really? Okay, let me close couple of sessions here. Again, I'm sorry, so this is a live show, so something might go wrong. Oh really? Why it's asking me? Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about why it doesn't like. One more time. Okay, I'm sorry, live show again. Okay, let me rerun this one more time. Let me try to reboot this. All right. So no worries. Just give me a second. So if that stuff's not working for me, let me switch to Anaconda, because I have Anaconda installed on my computer. All right. So apparently too many sessions. No problem. In the meantime, by the way, while I'm getting Anaconda, you could actually log in, create a free account with us, log in there, and then, oops, okay, so okay, I'm sorry, something went wrong here. So, so you could create a free account, and then it will take you to classwork, and there you'll find all the files that I will be using today. So here, since I was kicked out of Jupyter, since I was kicked out of the Google Colab, so let me switch to my computer, Jupyter, and I hope you could see it. All right, so let's keep going. So here, what I'm going to do pip install Yahoo Finance. That's something new. You need to restart kernel. Okay, let me restart kernel. You might need to restart kernel to update the packages. Okay, so do I have Yahoo Finance? Let me see if I have Yahoo Finance. So import Yahoo Finance as Yahoo Finance. No. All right, so what a day. All right, so if Yahoo Finance doesn't work, all right, so who cares? We could go to Alpha Vantage, and then we could grab data right from the source. So Alpha Vantage is the very good source of financial information. So you could Google with me Alpha Vantage, and then here all you need to do, you need to get a free API key. So you could actually fill out this form. So RoboticView, so you could do this with me, and you could obtain free API key, and then I could get this API key. All right, so you see that's my API key. So get your own API key, and then I'm going to show you how, you see, if something goes wrong, Yahoo Finance not working, I misspelled Yahoo Finance. Let me see. Install Yahoo Finance. So one option, yes, so we could install. But let me show you, since we got this Alpha Vantage, I'm going to show you both options. I'm going to show you both options how you could do it. So we installed Yahoo Finance. But also let me show you how you could do it with Alpha Vantage and then Yahoo Finance. So import Pandas as PD, import Matplotlib, pyplot as PLT, and then we need to import requests plural. All right, so then here I'm going to create my API key. No worries, I will delete it after this session. API key, so that will be my API key here. All right, and then what I would need to do, I need to go to documentation. I need to go to documentation in Alpha Vantage, and they provide a bunch of information, some information free, some information paid. So I'm going to go with the free information. So daily, time series daily. So pretty much that will get me historic daily prices for all stocks. And they provide us with this API endpoint. So here I'll create my URL. So first I need to define the stock. So I want to go with Apple. I want to go with Apple, see how Apple is doing. And then here I'll create that URL. And then I'll create that URL. And then I'll use method format because I want to make it dynamic. So I will replace IBM with my own stock. I will replace IBM with my own stock. And then here I'll replace demo key with my API key. Again, no worries, I will erase it later after the session. So here that will be my endpoint. And now I could use library requests that we imported here. So what request does, it actually sends requests to a server to get that information. Request get URL, and I'm going to assign it to a variable name response. So I'm getting this response. So response to 100 means everything went fine. You probably have seen it many times. Sometimes you would browse the internet and it will get you page not found 404. So 404 is bad, but from 200 to 300 means everything is fine. So I need to parse it as JSON. Why? Because data comes as JSON. You see I fetched information about Apple here. I will assign it to variable name data. And my first thing would be to check what is data type, and it's a dictionary. So since that data comes as dictionary, and I hope you know how to deal with the dictionary. If not, you should definitely attend our Python Intense course. So then the first thing you would need to do, you would need to do keys. You need to do keys, and it will immediately get you all the keys, right? So metadata, I don't care about metadata because metadata contains information like time and date. I don't need that. So, but I care about actual data, time series daily, you see? And that again comes as a nested dictionary of dictionaries. So what I could do here, I could take a data frame and I could just pass data here and assign it to a df. Let's take a look. So df now contains that data that we just fetched from that API, historic prices for Apple. There is one little problem. You see these dates, I want to use them as what? I want to use them as index. And now these apparently columns. So what should I do? I could pivot this data frame, because again, what is the data frame? Data frame is two-dimensional container. If you think of it, it's kind of matrix. And I'm not talking about movie, I'm talking about linear algebra. So I'll use T, and you see T stands from transpose. I just pivoted that table. But then there is another problem. There is another problem. If you run info, you see everything is object, 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 object. Object means string. And I hope you're familiar with data types, Python built-in data types. If not, please join us. Please join us for Python intensive course. So then you could actually, we will teach you about all built-in data types, because that's very important. Pandas data frame, everything is cool, but you need to understand these data types really, really well. You see? And because I cannot do, for example, there is nothing I could do with this. Although they look like numbers, as a matter of fact, these are not numeric data types. So what I would need to do, first thing first, I need to convert everything to numeric data types. So I will use method apply, applies iteration method, apply map, and then I will pass here PD to numeric, and I will save this as a data frame. So now if you take a look here, again, if you run info, so you see now totally different story. We have converted all data types to numeric data types. So now I could filter that data. Now I could plot that data. Now I could do a bunch of stuff with that data. However, still there is one little problem. Index. What's the deal with the index? So that index, all these items, they look like what? They look like dates. But as a matter of fact, these are not dates. Why? If you scroll down, again, you'll see object, and object means string. So, I mean, I cannot do work, I cannot do time series with them. So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to do PD to daytime, and I will convert my index to daytime. So then it will be PD index, and I will save it as index. Let's take a look. So now, oops, my bad, df index, I'm sorry. So now I have to rerun my kernel because I screwed up my pandas. That's okay, sorry about that. So now df head, take a look here. So now I could do some filtering. For example, what I could do, I want to find 5 days with the largest volume. So what I could do df and largest, and I want to see the 3 days with the largest volume. So here I'll place 3, and then here I'll place column name, because volume is important if you're in finance, if you're in trading, you see, and I immediately get in 3 days with the highest volume for that stock. That's kind of cool. But what if I want to see what was the highest closing price? If I want to see the highest closing price, then I need to grab this column, which is closing price, and I need to find max. And max will tell me that the highest closing price apparently is $196. But I'm not done yet. Why? Because I want to know when that stuff happened, when that price occurred. So basically what I'm going to do, I will filter this data frame by that value, right? And then I could see that apparently, what went wrong? Yeah, so this is went wrong. Okay. So apparently on July 31st of this year, we had the highest closing price, which is $196.45. All right, so you see, we could filter. So also what I could do, I could filter this data for mean data. And you see, I'm also getting the lowest price apparently was on September, really? 170? All right, so you write me in comments if this is right or wrong. Okay, but we could plot that data. We could actually plot this data. So how we're going to plot this data? We could do PLT plot, and we could pass here closing price. So that would be what? Closing price would be Y, and the F index will be okay, sounds like true. So we could plot this data. Obviously, we could make it nicer. We could make it nicer as before. We could do PLT, fixed size, and you see, if you don't remember all the methods, you can find them here, and then it will be, Jesus Christ, I forgot. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. If you don't remember, you could always use help. So then here you could provide fixed size, and you could say, I want to get something like 20 by 12 inches. And you see, it will plot this like this. So that will be a graph, right? And again, here you could do PLT style. If you want to make it nice, you could do PLT style, pretty much what we used before. And so I'll go with the Seaborn. Seaborn, what was the V08? This was? Okay, so if you don't remember the syntax, that's okay. You could always Google it. Matplotlib style. So you see, you could go here to styles, and then here you see all the styles. And apparently the style I'm trying to use here would be Seaborn dash V0. Dash V, not underscore. And this would be underscore, you see? All right, and now we got this cool styling. We could also do dynamic title here. Title will be what? Here we could use method format. So we could place stock, because later we might use some other stock. Daily price. And you see, it will get us this daily price. If it's too tiny and small, that's okay, because you could change font size to, I don't know, 22. All right, now it's kind of big. If you don't like these tiny prices, you could also do something similar. You could do PLT Y tick, and then we don't need this, obviously, and ticks. And then you could actually get, you see, you could change the size of these Y values, all right? And what we could do, we could even plot that highest price for that period. Now remember, we calculate this. I'm going to call this max price, and max price comes as a data frame. So technically, I could take this max price that we found there, and here I could use PLT scatter. And remember, like what they say on the Wall Street, buy low, sell high. So where should I sell the stock? So let me show it to you. So here I'm going to use this max price index, will be my X point, and then max price closing price will be my Y point. That will be my Y point. And then here what I could do, I could actually add, let's say, color and size. Let me start with the size. So size will be, let's do something like big so that you could see, and color will be, let's say, red, and then here we could also squeeze marker, marker, and the marker will be, let's say, star. And you see we got the star. So if you want to make the star a little bit bigger, you could actually, what you could do, you could actually get the star here, you see. So that's what's going on. So we could plot this, and we could do a bunch of conditions, if and else, and we could do a bunch of stuff. So that's one option how you could do it. So this data comes from Alpha Vantage. Let me show you Yahoo Finance that we installed. Now, if you're not sure how to use Yahoo Finance, you need to know how to use dir, and it's not defined. Yeah, I didn't import it here. So let me import Yahoo Finance, finance as Yahoo Finance. All right, so you see Yahoo Finance as YF. So now I could run dir, and I immediately see all built-in commands, all built-in functions. So here what I'm about to do, no sound. You kidding me? Why there is no sound? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me now? Hello? Please let me know if you could hear me now. Please let me know if you could hear me now. Guys, please let me know if you could hear me now. Somebody in the chat, please let me know if you could hear me. All right, sounds good. All right, so sounds good. Let's continue. So Yahoo Finance, and you see there is ticker. So there is ticker, and you could actually get data from there. And suppose this time I want to do Microsoft. So MSFT, I will save it as MSFT. So MSFT will be object, right? Again, if you're not sure what to do next, run dir on Microsoft. It will get you a list of all built-in attributes. And then you see here a bunch of different things that you could do with it. You could actually get information, you could get ISIN number, you could get earnings forecast, earnings dates, dividends, cash flow, calendar, balance sheet, anything. So let me show you something simple. So for example, here you could do get info, and that, guess what? So this command get info will get all information about this ticker. All right, so you see, basically you get all legal information such as address, phone number, if you're planning to call them, I don't know, short description. By the way, that's kind of cool, because sometimes you're working, when you work with, I don't know, unknown stocks, you want to see what the company does. So here you'll find all that information. And then you see they even got company officers, and they got more useful data. They got all these ratios. You see dividend yields, pretty much all information, even better. You see, even better is here, average volume, bid ask, and all the information you can find on Yahoo Finance. So you could do Microsoft Get Info. Another thing that you could do would be history. I believe it's history. Yes. And here you need to provide, and if you don't know how to use it, take a look. So history takes arguments, and then here you need to provide the period. I think it's like this, 1 year. And yes, it gets you information about 1 year. Okay, if you do 1Y, so that's 1 year, you'll also get a data frame. So you see, it's kind of similar to what we had before, but before we actually got data from the Alpha Vantage. So here we get all this information from Yahoo Finance. All right, and that's pretty much how it comes. you could assign it to a variable name, let's say data frame Microsoft, because we used data frame before. And now again, my advice to you, always think about data types. So do df Microsoft info, and you see that here's going to be totally different story. You see, if when you call an API comes as JSON, and JSON stands for JavaScript object notation. It's just a string. So then you need to convert everything to numeric data types. In this case, since it was specifically designed for these like analytical purposes, you could actually, when you fetch the data, all the data already comes as numeric data types, you see? So they kind of saving you time. Which one should you use? Again, it's up to you. It's up to you. You could go with Yahoo Finance, or, I mean, again, if you want to do something more sophisticated, because here they provide more information, they also provide fundamental data. You could also get fundamental data, but I believe that some information is paid. So go over documentation, because you see they provide a bunch of different things. They provide forex, cryptocurrencies, indicators, also technical, you know, all the kind of stuff. So that's pretty much up to you what you want to use. All right, so let me stop here for a second, and let me remind you that maybe, I mean, we had some technical issues today. I'm really sorry about that, but that's a live show. By the way, subscribe to our channel, because we're going to be doing these things, I believe, every 2 weeks. So if you like to learn how to use Python, if you really like finance, if you want to see more cool stuff, such as algorithmic trading, such as bunch of different conditions, if something, do something else. So please subscribe to our channel, because we got tons of information there, and we're constantly working on it. Also, if you want to get these files, what you would need to do, you would need to go to our website. If you got enrolled through our website, you need to go to RoboticView. Make sure you create free account, and make sure you would use the same email, the one that you used to got enrolled in this class. And then here you'll find this card, and when you click on the card, it will get you information about classroom. You see, classroom, and the password's here. So then you could go to classroom, and then here we got Yahoo Finance, we got Pandas data reader example, and I got extra information. Here I got extra information, how to clean data ETF, and I will upload this information a little bit later today. So please visit our website. Now, if you just join us through YouTube and you didn't visit our website and you need these files, that's okay. So just follow me on Twitter. So that would be my Twitter. Let me show it to you. So my Twitter, and by the way, here I post bunch of information, would be artudin_NYC. artudin_NYC. So if you need that file and for some reason you cannot go through our website, so please send me your message, direct message through Twitter, and there you could find me. All right. Also, let me say a couple of words about what we teach at RoboticView. So first of all, we got a bunch of resources, and we usually run in these free classes. So if you're brand new to Python, have no idea where to start at Python 101. It's totally free. We're planning to do it like next week. Also, we do machine learning and a bunch of other things. We will be scheduling these workshops pretty soon, so please check this out. And then if you want to learn everything that I showed you today, and if you want to be fluent with that stuff, so then you please get enrolled in Python Data Science Intensive. So that's where we teach how to work with APIs. This is where we teach how to work with Pandas and provide a bunch of examples. And we teach you how to clean data, how to do these logical statements, how to use Matplotlib. So everything that you would need to know for data analysis. All right, and also next week we start this Python intensive. So if you're brand new to Python, if you never coded before, if you start from scratch, so Python intensive is right fit for you. So we're going to start that next week. Join us, and that's going to be fun. Believe me, I've been doing this for more than 8 years. As I mentioned, my background is finance, and we'll do tons of financial examples. So let me stop right here, and I see our chat is running. So we have a little bit of time left, so you could ask me any questions in our chat, and I'll try to answer them. So if you have any questions about anything related to Python or finance, please let me know, and I'll try to answer them. All right, so I see you have no questions. Good, great. All right, thank you. Can you get order flow? What exactly do you mean by order flow, like in terms of courses? So I would definitely recommend you to start with Python intensive. I mean, if you never coded before, if you start from scratch, that would be step 1, and then get enrolled in Python data science. There, where we're going to be like learning all the libraries such as numeric Python, NumPy, Pandas. This is where we're going to be gathering data from APIs, manipulating that data. And then if you want to build predictive models, so that would be machine learning intensive. So pretty much go in this order. All right, if you have questions, we have email on the bottom. Please email us. All right. All right, guys, so thank you very much for joining us today. Please subscribe to our channel, because we're planning to do this live streams every 2 weeks. We're going to do a bunch of cool stuff, and I'll see you later.